Well, gosh, it's hard to choose what to share. But I guess I'll just tell you the thing that really, I guess, impacted me the most. So it was getting there. It was the craziest thing I've ever done, and it was really just out of my comfort zone because I went with a program um, where I didn't know anyone, and I wasn't going to meet them until I got there. So I was traveling across the whole world by myself, and I was getting there where I didn't know a single person. So it was definitely a bit of a culture shock when I got there. And the first week that we were there, we were at this market called the Shook, and it's like a food market and then an artist market, and it was really, really fun. And I was getting lunch with some of the people from my program, and all of a sudden, so we're just sitting down enjoying lunch, and all of a sudden, hundreds of people start running out of the market screaming. And it was really frightening, and I was with my friend Noah, who could understand a little bit of Hebrew, and I'm like, no, what are they screaming? And he said, they're screaming that there's an attack. And so it was really crazy. So we get up and we run into the kitchen of this restaurant that we were at. And we were there for a few minutes, and it turns out no one got hurt, and the man was arrested, and it was just an attempted terrorist attack. But it was really frightening, and it scared me, and I'm sitting in this kitchen, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what's happening? And it kind of panicked me, and so I started texting my mom, which was like 4 a.m. here. I can't even believe she woke up and read it, but I was like, Mom, I don't know what's going on. It's freaking me out. But she's like, just pray in the Spirit. So I was whispering, and I started praying in the Spirit, and I just got a calmness, and just was like, it's gonna be fine. So then I kind of just pictured Jesus standing outside of this restaurant that we were in, and he's like, you can't come here, Tori's in here. And so I was just kind of resting in that. So then I realized I was with Noah, and Noah means rest. And it was just really beautiful because then the rest of the time I was there, the Lord was reminding me of Psalms 91, which is all about protection. And in Psalms 91 it says, do not fear the arrow that flies at noonday. And I've read that a million times, and I think that, we kind of live in this bubble as Americans where we don't have the conflict that they have over there. So, yeah, I always assumed, I have protection, but you kind of just never think twice of it. Well, then it was like the Lord was showing me, this is why I told them, you have protection in me. And so then I was just sitting there in the kitchen thinking, I have rest. We are to rest. Even in the chaos, we rest. And the whole time, it was just so beautiful because, the Lord was just showing me the biggest form of rest is when you pray in the Spirit. And because you're letting me pray through you. And then to realize that I was with Noah, and Noah means rest, it was just really beautiful. And then experiencing that revelation and walking in that revelation in the Holy Land was even more special. Gosh, I could talk about a lot of different things, but I will spare you. But yeah, so I guess to just encourage you with that when you pray in the Spirit, it's the highest form of rest. And Psalms 91 comes to life and manifests in your life when you pray in the Spirit. And it's just all about rest, like from the start of the Bible to the end of the Bible. It's about rest. The theme is rest, resting in Christ. And so I guess I hope you're blessed by that.
What was the one thing you walked away with?
Oh, man. Gosh, I think that I had this preconceived idea of, who the Jews were and what their culture was like. And it kind of just surprised me that it really wasn't what I thought it would be. It wasn't that way at all. And so I think what impacted me the most was just realizing that what impacted me the most was realizing and understanding why Jesus revealed Father. Because as we were walking through Jerusalem, I thought that Jerusalem would be my favorite part, but really Jerusalem really made me sad because the whole old city, should be alive with people resting in the finished work of Christ, and it's not. Jesus is absent in Jerusalem, and that really surprised me. I didn't expect that. And so we're walking through the old city, and we went to the Wailing Wall, And I was looking at all these Jews praying to a wall because of a God that they missed. And then we went to the Arab quarter, which was a little crazy. And we went up to the Temple Mount. And it's just, everybody missed Jesus. And so, like, we spent a whole day in the Old City. And that's what impacted me the most was, all throughout the day, the Lord was reminding me, see, this is why Jesus revealed Father. This is why he came to reveal Father, because to them, he's a distant, judgmental God, and they can't even say the word God. You know, I have a tattoo on my wrist, and it's Yahweh. And so one day we were joking about it right before we went to the Old City, and one kid in my program, he said, "Oh, I bet you don't even know what that means in Hebrew." And I said, "Yeah, I do. It's Yahweh." And he's like, "Oh, you can't say that." And I said, "I can't say Yahweh?" And he goes, "Yeah, you don't say that." And I'm like, "Why?" And he goes, "Well, we're not righteous enough to say that." And I was thinking, well, I am, but like, it's just so, like, there's just a blindness over the Jewish people. And it was so sad to me because we would walk up to the Temple Mount and we would walk in the streets where Jesus walked, and I was just resting in, God is my Father. He is our Father. He is our Daddy God. And it's just not there. It's not there at all. So I guess to answer your question, what impacted me the most is just seeing God as my Father and really understanding that is who Jesus came to reveal, was Father.